Happy Tuesday, everybody, and welcome to our new Zoom. Greatly appreciate everybody jumping on. This is super exciting, and we are super pumped. We have a lot of information to share with you tonight from what we brought away from convention, and can't wait to see what your takeaway was from convention and give you some updates on what we've got planned for us for next month. So Kayla is going to open us in a word of prayer. Make sure everybody's muted.
Dear Heavenly Father, Lord God, we thank you for this time, for bringing us all together. We thank you for this wonderful new Ruby team. We pray that you speak to each of us tonight, that we learn something new, that everybody gains something that they can share to help bless their business and bless their customers and family with this wonderful Plexus opportunity. Thank you for everything you do for us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. Beautiful. Okay, guys. So when we went to convention, we all go there as open vessels, as an open cup. And we want to absorb so much so that we can apply it to our Plexus business, so that we can apply it to ourselves personally, and so we can apply it to our teams. And I'm not going to read, but look, I mean, these are notes that I just sat and took, and then they had a bunch of slides, so we sat and took a bunch of pictures of slides also. But there's a couple of things that I just want to share with you, and it talk about growing as leaders. And before, we have talked about leaders create good leaders. Leaders allow other people to come in and be leaders, and they're confident in themselves to let that happen. And when I look on the screen here, these are people that always attend the Zoom. These are people that are standing out, and these are people that are become leaders in our team. And you're taking the reins and you're taking the initiative. So that's why I want to share some of this with you that I got to learn. And this is what they were teaching us or talking to us about in the Ruby session, the breakout session. It's easy to be a leader when everything is fun and everything's going smooth. And you can be like, oh yeah, I'm a leader. But then when it's not, and you have it coming from all different directions, that's when, and this is not just about Plexus, this is about everything in life, that's when our character grows. And that's when we really find out what we're made of. And that's really when we find out how deep our passion is how we handle things when everything is not going so smooth. So an example that they shared with us that really stuck out with me was a lighthouse. They're beautiful, but you don't really notice them unless there's a storm. So that kind of goes along with the whole theme that we've talked about for over a year now, about being a light, lighting up somebody's dark corner of their world, always being a positive energy, always being a warm glow that people want to go to and people want to be around. Also, we talked about what is the culture of our team. And I have to tell you that I sat there with pride in that class when they talked about teams that help each other, teams that motivate, and teams that are there, and teammates that are there for each other. Because I thought our team, our Plexus family, is amazing at doing that. Our Plexus family is there for each other, whether it's an upline, downline, sideline, whatever. We have totally adopted the policy of one Plexus, and other teams are seeing it. Other teams are seeing how fun our team is, how great our team is. And we've had a couple of people comment on it. And Sunny just had somebody comment the other day about, can we get on your Zooms? They look fun. Can we get on your team page? They look like a lot of fun. And that, again, to me, that is being the glow or the warmth that people want to be around and people want to see. Personal development. And that's another thing that they talked about. I sat there with pride thinking our team is good at this, because we do get out of our comfort zone. We do reach out, and we do have passion for it. And that's something that I believe we really need to have for people to see, is we need to have passion, and we need to have belief for the company, belief for our product, and belief for this whole industry. Because multi-level marketing, while we can do it with our yoga pants on, and we can do it whatever time of the day we want to, it's still a lot of work. I mean, this is still a lot of work. But I think our passion for it is what keeps us going from working our jobs during the day and then doing this in the evening. So another reason that I'm super proud of our team, because we have a lot of people that participate with it. I'm going to put these notes, I'm going to write them all out and share them on our team pages so I don't have to go through tonight and read everything to you. But I did want to tell you that while we were sitting there, I was sitting there in the class and listening to how these other people were struggling with their team and struggling with everybody being one-minded and one Plexus. I was set there with pride because our team is one Plexus. So, Sunny and Tiffany, do y'all want to share some of the things that y'all took out from the convention? Looking up our notes here.
Sure, I can go ahead.
Yeah.
Some of the things for me were being consistent. They said one thing that said was successful people do consistently what other people do occasionally. So just making sure you're consistent with what you're doing, making sure you're following up, reaching out. And one thing they pointed out that was a good thing was when you do follow up, try using Facebook, the voice message on Facebook Messenger instead of doing a texting or typing it out, because curiosity kills the cat. So it makes them curious as, well, what did she send me? What are they saying? So they're more obligated to listen to what you sent, versus when you type something out and send to them, they can kind of visually kind of see, like at a glance, that's what you sent and ignore that message. But if you do a voice message, they're like, okay, what did she send? I'm curious to hear it. So that kind of gets them engaged. And when you do reach out, always leave it open-ended, because then they're more obligated to respond to you. They said that you should be working your business like a diamond. And one of the things they said was a 5-3-1 method. So reaching out to 5 new people a day, following up with 3 people a day. And then the one was training someone new, whether it's a new ambassador or your personal growth, training yourself. So making sure that you're doing those 3 things, as well as working on personal development and posting on social media. And be a product of the product, and don't be an infomercial for Plexus. So making sure that your posts are genuine, make them more personalized, just not a copy and paste of what you see all the time, and not constantly just throwing Plexus like a business, like your infomercial, just make it more personable, and they kind of gravitate towards that. Let's see, I have a lot of notes, so I'm trying to think of let's see. Maximize your time by fitting it into the nooks and crannies of your day. They said it was really good if you could, book your time ahead and kind of plan your day ahead of time, see what you have going on, but making sure you're fitting it into the nooks and crannies, and that'll help you to maximize your time. And multitasking, they kind of talked about how multitasking is good, but it's also not good, because when you're working with someone, they're not getting your full attention when you're multitasking. So making sure that when you're dealing with a customer or ambassador, that you have time to give them your undivided attention. That way they know that you're there to help them however you can, instead of feeling like you're all over the place, like, oh, you're trying to do this while you're talking to them. So just make sure that you block some time to just give them your undivided attention, so you're not multitasking, and so they feel like they okay, I can trust her, I can reach out to her, so I know she's going to take care of me. So that was another good thing. Let's see here, just making sure, sorry. So one thing was earn time back in your day by creating self-sufficient team members. The most successful ambassadors are the ones that are the most self-sufficient. So that was really good too. So making sure that your ambassadors that you bring on board, making sure they know where to go to learn to get this, or where to get answers or get questions, just help them to become more self-sufficient, so you're not always being the one having to do it for them on top of everything you have going on. Because as you grow, your responsibility is going to grow. So that's just helping you manage your time better. So those were the few things that I could think of. There's a lot more great information, which I will definitely, like Deanna said, type it up and share it with everybody. But that was some of the things that really stuck out to me. Or stood out, I should say, not stuck out. Sorry.
We knew.
Yeah.
I know looking through your notes makes you go, we learned a lot in a short
I know.
Oh my
It
God.
was so hard to find out. I was like, what do I want to share? There's so much good stuff.
Exactly.
One of the things that one of the speakers said, her name is Rita Davenport, and if you haven't looked her up on YouTube, I think we talked about her last year when we came back from Leaders Retreat, but look her up on YouTube. But she has so many of these one-liners that are great, and one of them was mind your mind. And I was like, oh yeah. I mean, that was a good one.
Yeah, one of the things was she was talking about, I don't remember how, but she's like, when people ask you, how's business? Business is unbelievable. It does, that way, you're always positive. Even if it's not going great, it's unbelievable. Let people know it's unbelievable, no matter which direction it is, because if that helps you to stay positive, and they're like, oh, it really is unbelievable. So that was really good too.
Yeah. Sunny, you have some notes written down there you can share with us?
Yeah, Rita is my favorite. I mean, I think of everything. She just brings so much to the table. So if you really want to be motivated, inspired, encouraged, laugh, she will bring it to you, that's for sure. One of her sayings, and her many sayings, were, it costs nothing to dream, but everything if you don't. She also stood up there and said, get your ass in gear. Quit talking about it and get to work, which, you know, I love to talk about it, but that was a reality check for me. Do this. I'm trying to read my notes, y'all. I was writing like a doctor. Do this to be a good example for your kids. Give them something. You know, they see mom working so hard. Be a good example for your kids so that they see that, you know, this is important to you. And now, I know that worked because my 13-year-old came back from her dad's and said, what do you have on your toes? I said, a big X from Plexus for convention. Well, I want that too because I love Plexus. I'm like, rubbing off on her. Your why has got to be bigger than your why not. You must learn to no longer fear rejection. I think that it's taken me a long time to learn that people don't ever think about, again, it does not cross their mind. The fact that they were like, no thanks, I'm not interested, but no thank you. Where we sit around for 3 days going, they told me no. Oh my God, I'm going to kill myself. They said no. No, they don't think about it. It's just not for them right now. I mean, I said no, and lots of you said no for a long time. And so we've got to learn that, you know, no is means on to the next one. No, which means on. People that treat you badly feel terrible about themselves. I was like, oh, thank you, Rita. You're putting it out there. See yourself where you want to be on the stage. And, well, that's a reality check. In our goal training, a lot of the things they talked about were getting back to our success kit. Mine's right over there. And get it out. Do the top 10 things in there that there are to do, even for those of us that got it much later. I'm going to get mine out, and I'm going to work through it and do what, you know, there's a reason why the company spent a lot of time and a lot of money building that success kit, and it talks about getting in there and doing those top 10 things. And when your people come in, that being something that you also implement to them is get that kit out, get that top 10 thing out, and get to working on it. Train people the way you want to be trained and the way they need to be trained. For example, I'm not a reader. Go figure. I try really hard, but you cram a whole bunch of stuff in front of me. I'm like, just give me highlights and bits and pieces. And some people need to know everything, and others just need, you know, bits and pieces. Feed them what they can handle at the time. Just don't overwhelm them. And that's what you learn when you're working with different people. Elizabeth James, who's a diamond, says, it is your responsibility to train your people, not your upline. So, you know, that's a lot of the things we're all working on learning to do, is trying to duplicate. And so we're just learning, but these are great notes. And we did learn a lot. Belief doesn't come from success. Success comes from belief. That was easy too. But I think that Tiffany covered so many of the things because we sat together, but time blocking, yes, Amber, log off and log back in. Sometimes it'll reconnect better. But time blocking was a big thing because you find the more your business gets busier and busier, it can take over, and you don't want it to become something your family really resents. So in the beginning, when you're building and you're crunching and you're putting it all together, it does own a lot more of your time and your family time than you'd probably even allow. But just remember, it's a short-term sacrifice for a much longer-term gain. So time blocking is going to be a huge thing to kind of help you when you get further along and you have a big team that's very demanding and needs a lot of things, so that you can say, I need to take this time out for my family because we're going to kill each other if we don't. So it's just important. But I really like that. Do your urgent matters first. If you've got a customer that's ready to just scream because things aren't going right, that ranks before anything else right then, because your customers are super important. So learn to kind of prioritize your workloads. Your team will emulate your actions. The speed of the leader is the speed of the game. I know we all hear that a lot. And they created a Facebook page for us that are on the gold team, so we can go and get some of these documents and bring them back to our team pages. So I'm looking forward to getting in there, being able to dig into that and share with you guys. But it was amazing, and who knows where it'll be next year, but just know, start putting $10 a week back so that you can be there, because it is so worth it. I think that everyone can agree with that it's a worth it event, and you can write it off on your taxes.
Yes, you can. Yeah. It was a lot of information, but there's a lot of faces on here that were at convention. So, like, Kayla, do you want to share some, now that, I wait for you to put your straw in your mouth so I can pick on you. But do you want to share some of the things you took away? And know that, like, Shelly and Karen and Lori and
Jill.
See Jill. I didn't see your face. Yeah. Y'all get your notes ready, and so y'all can share with everybody some of the things that you took away too. And Tiffany Alexander, yes.
So I attended the Silver Ambassador meeting, and they really walked through the success kit, sharing the products with the new ambassadors, making sure that they're educated on the products so they can talk intelligently to their customers. You don't have to know everything about everything, but know where to find the information and be able to start the conversation. Be engaging. When people say, "What do you do?" practice your answer. I work for Plexus Worldwide. We're a health and wellness company. Yes, that's true, but what if you said, "I provide people an opportunity to improve their health and wealth"? Where would you like to start? It's a great way to change and be more engaging. It's more open-ended. It's not just like, okay, and then I don't want anything to do with that, let's move on. Or I provide people an opportunity to check off things on their bucket list, are different ways that you can speak to people. 20% of people say, "Nope, sorry, I don't want this." 20% say, "Oh my God, I'm in, sign me up," before you even ask a question. And then 60% can go either way. And those are the customers that you want to focus on, and find out what you can say that gets them on board. Listen to their story. There's something in the way of the products, the opportunity that can help benefit them. They talked a lot about posting on Facebook and being compliant. Use the template of where was I before Plexus. Use adjectives like, moody, needed to take a nap, grouchy, sleepy. What was I missing out on? I couldn't do this. I couldn't be a wife. I couldn't be a mom. And then what kept you from your dreams, and where are you now? So now I jump out of bed every morning, hit the floor running, love the way I feel. So use that kind of template to talk about how you felt, where you were before Plexus, and what you can do now, and you'll be compliant. I think that's all. If anybody else has more, I'm sure I can find more. There was tons on here, but
Okay, that's great. I love how, I mean, everybody is when they're up there talking, something strikes a chord with everybody. People interpret things different. So coming together like this I love it because we get to, get different flavors, and it's great.
Kayla, can you maybe post on the Joy page some of the tips that they said of how to respond to, like, what do you do? So I like some of the things that you said about I give people hope, or I help people check off their bucket list. Like, I think there's some good things that even I would love to just practice and have those nuggets. Because I think my general statement is, I work for Plexus, or I'm a Plexus ambassador as a health and wellness company. And, I do think that is what we do, but it sounds boring. But saying, I give people hope. They're like, well, what do you mean? That's going to be the next reaction. That's what you want. You want people to be like, what? What do you do?
Yep.
If you could post that just so me and everyone else can have it, that'd be great.
Will do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Shelly, do you want to share with us?
I do.
Thank you, dear.
So Rebecca Davis Falks, or I don't know how you say her last name exactly, but when she spoke to us, Kayla was talking a little bit about some of the things that she shared about branding ourselves and using social media for our advantage in multi-level marketing. And I loved some of the things she said. She was looked like she was born yesterday. I mean, she was this itty bitty, really young looking thing. And so I know she gets the social media selfie generation stuff that, maybe I don't totally get, but what she had to say was so wise. And I so appreciated the things that she shared. A couple of months ago, I remember there being sort of a lot of people posting, I am the face of Plexus. You guys might remember some of that. And the idea was, branding ourselves and making sure that people understood that we aren't paying multi-million-dollar contracts with celebrities to endorse our products. We endorse our products. And as such, there's something that goes along with this. And this really resonated with me. It made quite an impression. Your brand needs to be trusted. And that happens when you are trustworthy. So what we have to understand is that our personal business, meaning our lives and our attitudes and the ways that we interact with people, have now become our personal business. So now what we do with Plexus is directly affected by the things we do in our personal life and the stuff we put out there on social media when we're using social media for our business. So that means that if here with our election coming up, we have a lot of feels about what's going on with the election process and political things. But if we choose to engage in that, if we indulge our own feelings and put it out there on Facebook, then we are alienating people who could potentially be our customers, our ambassadors, or people who need what we have. And so we have to recognize that there are some things that we have to, and I'm giving you guys all permission to do this tonight, but if you see me posting things on Facebook that are of a personal nature that don't reflect well on our company, our business, our values, then you all have permission to private message me and give me this message. And the message she was giving was based on the fact that she had been in a sorority in college, and she was Delta Chi or whatever. And they used to have TAK. They would just say TAK, or they would message TAK, and it meant that ain't Chi, meaning you're behaving in a way that is not in keeping with our code as members of this sorority. And so she said, I adopted that within my Plexus business as well. And my team knows that if I ever message them and say TAP, that means that ain't Plexus. And we have to recognize that we have to hold each other accountable in that regard. So if we're letting it all hang out and we're dropping the F-bomb and we're saying things that are not in keeping with the character of the company we represent and the quality of the business we're trying to build, then we're tearing each other down every bit as much as we tear ourselves down. And so I'm giving you guys all permission to hold me accountable in that. And I hope that we can agree as a team that we'll hold each other accountable in that, because we need to not be saying stuff and letting stuff all hang out there that isn't Plexus, that isn't the message of our company. So the other thing that I loved that she said was the 30% rule. And I've heard it several different ways. I've heard people say, you need to be posting Plexus 3 times a day. And to me, that feels like Plexus vomit. Like, that's just too much of it. And there's supposed to be a balance there somewhere. And I've struggled with finding that, but I really appreciated what she said. The 30% rule is that 1 out of 3 of your messages needs to be about Plexus. But 2 out of 3 need to be about life. They need to be engaging. People need to see that you have a life beyond the Plexus stuff that you post. And so then she also talked about a 10-4-1 rule, which was 10 posts that are not related to Plexus at all, your lifestyle, your family, your faith. Don't ever say, message me, that kind of stuff that looks salesy. But she said 4 of them can be indirectly related to Plexus, like I don't remember whether it was Tiffany or Kayla that was just saying, I used to, stumble through life and I couldn't get things done, but now I get out of bed in the morning and I'm rip-roaring and ready to go. And that's something I'm so thankful for. And maybe I never mentioned Plexus, but people who know me and know what I've gone through recognize that I'm giving credit to what's given me the energy to get this done. So 4 of them indirectly related, and then 1 that's directly related to Plexus, 1 that talks about a product, 1 that talks about something specifically about Plexus that we want people to know. That was really important information to me and really kind of crystallizing for me. The other thing she said was post smart. There are times of the day that are the best times to post. So 8 a.m. is a great time to drop something in on Facebook. Noon is a great time to drop something in on Facebook. And 8 p.m. is the other good time. So remember 8, 8, and noon. And those are really optimal times to put something out on Facebook, because that's when most people are looking at Facebook. So anyway, she suggested doing a social media checkup and just looking at your posts and seeing if they passed muster. And I guarantee you that when I got back to my room and looked at mine, it didn't. So it was really good feedback for me. I learned a lot from that. And I'm sure there were other people that were in that same session that probably learned things that resonated for them in a different way than that did for me. But that was really awesome stuff.
That's very good. So show of hands if you're down with the tap. We can kind of tap you. Yeah. That was real good.
We can comment that, couldn't we? No one would know.
Nobody.
Right. It would be something only we would know.
I mean, I may send some taps out because.
The bad part is if they're not on this Zoom, they won't know what it means.
I know.
We're going to have to.
Most of us are compliant, so I'm good.
We'll have to do like this is what tap means.
Yeah.
So if you see it, y'all better watch.
Yeah.
Tap out.
Hey, I'll do that, Ashlyn. I'll post that on our team pages.
Yes,
and say, this is what I shared, and remember that this is our culture as our Plexus team.
That's right.
We want to hold each other accountable on it.
It makes me think of back in the old days, they used to take the hook and pull people off stage.
Yes.
That is exactly what came to mind.
Well, I just thought it was so timely with our politics right now, because we're all going to be all up in there and we all have feelings about it. But there are things that we feel that we can't afford to say anymore because it reflects on our business.
Or that I'm sick and tired, I don't have any money, those things too. I mean, we can't, those are the things that I notice the most. I need a job, I don't feel good. You have a job, what are you doing with it?
Right.
Exactly.
Well, and when you comment on things, like if Fox 4 News has a big broadcast about a political candidate being in town and you have an opposed opinion, or bathrooms that you don't agree with, and you go comment on it, and you think that you're going privately doing that. No one in general talking about, and the next thing you know, 6 of your friends like what you wrote on there. You're like, oh no, I thought I was closetly going on this, and everybody saw me do it. So
we're closet posting.
Yeah, you can't get away with it even when you're going to kind of, going to a generic place and going, I'll tell you, yeah, they're going to find you.
That's
Your
true.
people see what you're doing, so
Very true.
keep it clean.
Miss Alexander,
I think we all need.
Do what?
Karen, you want to go ahead?
I think we all need to adopt the saying of what my mom always taught me and what I taught my kids. If you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all.
That's what my
I mean, if you don't have a positive comment to reply or even to post, whether it's about Plexus or anything else, don't even post it, because it only comes back to bite you and get you in trouble.
Yeah, you lose credibility.
Exactly.
You run hot and cold. You lose credibility. Well, Karen, while you're talking, you want to tell us what you took away from convention?
I think the girls said it all. I mean, we were all in the same session, and I mean, a lot of it resonated with me. In fact, when I came home, and I'll be very honest, when I got my welcome kit, I didn't take the time to look at it. I opened it up, saw what was in it, kind of looked at a few things, then I closed it up and stuck it on the shelf. So when I came home, I actually pulled it out and pulled everything out of it. I carry my product cards in my purse. I mean, those stay in my purse all the time so that I can always refer to them if somebody has a question. Especially if they're messaging me on Facebook, I can just pull them out of my purse and say, oh yeah, this is what this does, and this will be good for whatever symptoms you have. But the rest of the welcome kit, I just shoved on a shelf. So I actually came home and I pulled it out and I actually stuck it in my Plexus backpack, and I carry it back and forth to work with me now. And when I've got a minute at work, I pull it out and I start reading and gathering ideas of the way I could handle things better with my customers or with potential customers, or even putting stuff out there on Facebook. So it's really beneficial for you guys, especially if you're new and you've not really taken the time to look at your welcome kit, pull it out and look at it, because you have to learn to read between the lines and find those hidden things that will help you build your business.
And I think the more that we educate ourselves, the more confident we are when we're talking to people. So,
right.
And when they come at you with a question, you're like,
Yeah.
But on the other side of that coin, if they come at you with a question you don't know, guess what? It's okay to say, I don't know. But I'll be happy to find out, because that makes you a real person. So
I think probably 98 to 99% of this entire business is personal growth and development.
Mm-hmm.
There's no doubt. I mean, it's just figuring out how to grow yourself so that you become something people are magnetized to and want to be with, and change their life to kind of follow that dream with you.
Yeah.
Tiffany, you want to share with us what you got from convention, sweetie?
So I won't repeat what everyone else said, but there is something that I don't think they said that I really took away, and I've been using it a ton. Well, one thing outside of our session I really loved, well, there were several things. One of the things that stood out to me was one of the ambassadors who spoke. She's a Ruby ambassador. Her name is Latoya Stillman. And she really got up there and shared how she's been a Ruby ambassador for like 10 months or something like that. And she shared how, she left her full-time career making, kind of like emerald money. And she's been sitting at Ruby for 10 months. And she was saying, like, she hasn't given up. She's still pushing through. And she basically got up there to really rebuild belief back in some of us who have been in positions longer than we maybe wanted to. And I just thought that it was so awesome of Plexus to do that, because sometimes in this business, you can grow fast, you can grow slow, or you can grow steady. And at the end of the day, the people who are successful are the people who do not give up. And like they even had All My Darling, who's one of my favorite. She's an Emerald ambassador. She's been an Emerald for 2 years. And for some people that would be like, oh my God, that sucks. But she's like, are you kidding me? I'm making all this money. I'm at, Emerald, and I'm driving my free Lexus. I'm able to help my family. And so it was just, I love how we had great speakers like Reva Davenport and Victor Antonio and like all these other people that were awesome. But it was so awesome to see people just like you and I sharing their story to really build belief back in us, because that's what this is really about. Like, convention is great and they do awesome training, but at the end of the day, it's really like a big old pep rally, and it really does fuel your fire, and it really pushes you to then push your team to the next level. So that I got probably overall, that's what I got from convention again this year. But one of the things that stood out to me in our session, outside of everything that Tiffany and Sunny mentioned, was, okay, so when you see a post that you like, and how they're like, do not just hit share and put it on your wall because it's ineffective. Well, they said create a private page for like yourself, but you can't do it by yourself. So like they say, like if you have a spouse, do it with your spouse, or if you have a teammate, you're not married, do it with your teammate, and just name it whatever. Who cares? But share posts to that private site, that secret site, or not secret, but your secret page. So when, like, let's say Deanna posts something. Deanna had a lot of the same friends. So I'm not going to, like, post something she posted today, probably not even yesterday, but I might post it a week from now. And so you're able to, like, save all those posts in this private page without having to put it in your own notes. Or I don't know how, that's what I was doing. To be, like, saving every graphic. And go ahead, Ashley, you have a question?
There's a drop down on Facebook on the corner. If you drop down, you can hit save post, and it saves it in your private little thing, and no one can see it but you, and you can go back to those saved posts. I
think I've used that, but I think I'm kind of Facebook challenged, so don't judge me. But I've never been able to like get back to like videos and like cool things that I see. But this is super easy because I just go to my groups like I would any other page, click on it, there goes my post. I can copy and paste it as my own. And it's made it so much easier on me. And like I said, I typically put it all in my notes, and that is clogged up my phone and everything like that. So that tip was huge for me, and I use it every day now. Can I
chime in on that?
Say that one more time.
So can I chime in and add something to that?
Yeah.
The thing that I use is the free tool called Hootsuite. It's like the owl hoot. Some people use Buffer, but they're social media scheduling sites. So what I personally do is I have Facebook up all day long while I'm working, and I open up the second tab, and right next to it is Hootsuite. So if I see something that I like, I'll go post it in there, and I'll schedule it for 3 months out. It's still very relevant in 3 months, but I can schedule it out. You can add graphics. You can post for free to 3 different medias, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. They're all there. And then I also do the same thing. If I find something that I like but doesn't necessarily apply to me, I'll save it to a Word document, and they're just called Facebook posts. And so when I do have some time, I'll go in and look at them and take the general message of that post, but then make it my own and then go post it later. So that's how I achieve the 3 Plexus posts a day. My goal is by Sunday night to have everything scheduled for the next week. That way, all I have to do is share posts about my life, and I find the balance. Some are better than others, but that's kind of my goal, and that's what I do so I can do it real time. And I've just recently started doing the save when I'm on my phone. That way I'm not copying and pasting and trying to figure it out later. Icons are different, things like that. So I use a combination of those two to help ensure that I've got a consistent message.
That's cool.
I love that.
Awesome.
I think the reason why, because I've been trying to figure that out too, Ashlyn, why the saved post versus, because I use saved all the time, but you know how we go and we can pull up like MS post, autoimmune disease post, we can find those on that page where when they're saved, we can't seem to go in and sort them and find them the autoimmune post we saved 6 months ago. But that way we can go in and search it on that group page and find whatever pertains to
just went back and looked at it and was looking at specifically how to go through it. I'm going to do a little tutorial thing for that if people want to use it, do a graphic and stuff to show, because there's a way that you can separate it from links, videos, like picture posts or like word posts kind of things. So you can go back to, like, if you're looking for a video, you can hit videos. And so I'll see if I can pull it together so maybe everyone can understand it and stuff. I mean, it's something that's not going to take up space on your phone, and it's on Facebook. Might as well use it.
Right. Thank you. Very cool.
Lori and Jill,
Yeah.
you
Lori,
need
you
to
have
share
anything
with us.
that you want to add? I know you do, Lori, so just go ahead and add it.
Well, no, they pretty much hit all of it. The only thing, the one Rita Davenport quote that I loved is, she said, do what you don't want to do for a little while so you can do what you want to do forever.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah. That's
But,
great.
you know, the rest of it, they pretty much hit everything else.
Mm-hmm.
It was great.
Nobody said that, so what you had to say was very valuable. Oh, that's good. Jotina liked that one. That one made her smile.
I love that one.
Yeah, that was good. Jill, do you want to share?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I was skimming through trying to see what somebody said and what they did not say. And I guess one of the things that I can say that I took back with convention was, I mean, I went in it wanting to grow, wanting to learn, and really praying that I wouldn't get distracted with the Vegas lifestyle. Because, I mean, it is easy to get caught up in Vegas, period. Everybody, you know, if you've seen it, you know what it's like. So some of the, so some of the stuff that I did take away, Rita, of course, was amazing. So one of the things that I really like was, if you want your dreams to come true, wake up. Victor, Antonio, you know, you want to it's not do your thing, it's do your thing. Stay out of your comfort zone. Change your mindset. Also, Rita, rethink bad thoughts to positive thoughts. Some of the personal training, Elizabeth James, Diamond Ambassador, you know, training is my responsibility. It's my responsibility to learn and to teach, you know, my downline, my level ones. Successful people do consistently what others only do occasionally. Time blocking. You know, it's so easy for us to start scrolling Facebook. So get your IPAs done first before getting caught up, you know, in our Facebook scrolling and trying to see what other people are doing. So get your IPAs done first. That way you get your job done and then you have a little free time. Jen Hopkins, she said something about don't let your fears steal your dream. Let's see, some of the other things that the individual training prospects, the do's and don'ts. Do focus on others. Don't talk more. Listen to understand. Do expand your network. Don't stay in your comfort zone. Always get out of your comfort zone. Do present the opportunity and products to everyone. Don't prejudge, and let them decide. A few other things that I was, you want to be reliable. Being a leader, not a boss. Being positive is a choice. There's going to be obstacles. There's going to be doubters. There's going to be mistakes. But with hard work, there are no limits. I really like the John Addison towards the end, the way he closed up about leadership. Some of the things that just kind of pointed out to me, or kind of, you know, is what you think about is what one becomes. One of my favorites, I've got really a lot of stars. Get up, show up, and be positive. Be better today than yesterday. And, you know, we all make mistakes. Don't beat yourself up when you mess up. It happens. Be honest with yourself and just get better. You learn from our mistakes. So those are probably the top pointers that I've been able to narrate for you or narrow down.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been great because, I mean, it's just you're outside of your comfort zone and you get to be around, just the positive. It's just, it was amazing. It was awesome.
It was good. When they were giving us ratios on the talking and listening, it was 20% talking, 80% listening. Because if you do the 80% listening, people will, like, I used to think I had this written across my forehead, tell me your entire life story while we're sitting in line at Walmart. Because somebody would just make a sigh or make a sound, and I would turn around and smile, and then they would just start talking. Because people just want somebody to talk to. So if we listen, they'll tell us what they need. They'll tell us what they want, and you can just slide them on over to the pink side. So is there anybody else that I have missed on here? I'm looking. I think that's everybody that was at convention. Okay, Kayla is going to talk to us about the new program, the 500 Club and the 300 Club. And I'm going to put a slide up here for you, Kayla, while you're talking.
Okay, can you guys hear me okay? Let's see.
Yes.
Okay, so you can hear me? I had to dial into my phone, my internet, I lost it. So, okay, so there's two new consistency clubs. One is called the 300 Club and one is called the 500 Club. So this is to help us be consistent in our business. To earn the 300 Club, you have to have $300 PV, have 3 existing customers who have placed an order, and then add 1 new customer that month. So you have to come into the month having 3 and get 1 new customer, $300 PV. The 500 Club is $500 PV, 5 existing customers, and then add 3 new customers that month to get the Consistency Club. So there's monthly recognitions. When you earn this club, you'll get a first-time achievement certificate. It's a 5x7 that they'll actually mail to you. You can frame it if you want, but you can have the certificate that you've earned the club. You will also, every month that you get it, you will get a social media graphic that you can do a shout out that you've earned this club. So in your back office, under the communication tab, once you've earned this, you'll find your graphic that you can share showing that you've earned this Consistency Club. If you earn either one of these, the 300 or the 500, 8 out of 10 months. So the qualifying period is June 1st, 2016 through March 31st, 2017. So it's 10 months. 8 out of the 10 months, if you earn this Consistency Club, you will receive reward. So you'll be recognized at convention. And if you are consistent with the 300 Club, you'll receive a leather portfolio. It's a Plexus embossed portfolio for like taking notes and carrying business cards and stuff. If you earn the 500 Club, you will receive a rustic cuff branded, Plexus branded bracelet. Or if you're a guy, they had a gentleman appropriate bracelet that you would earn. But you get to go up on stage at convention and be recognized for achieving the Consistency Club. New customers, they have to purchase that month. They could be retail or preferred customers, and there is no minimum dollar amount. So for some of our leadership and convention credits for new customer, they have to have PV of $50 or more. For the Consistency Club, they don't. So for example, if someone just buys the Edge, it's $30. Preferred customer, I think we get 26 PV. That would still count as a new customer. So there is no dollar requirement for new customers. There will be a dashboard in our back office. It should be live in early July. So when you click on your reports dashboard, there will be a Consistency Club. It will show you what months you did make it, how many customers you had that month, your PV. All of your information will be visually laid out for you in a dashboard graphics in the back office.
Perfect.
I think
Y'all
that's
have
everything.
Any questions about that?
So it starts June 1st. So it's already started. So we're in the month of June. Everything we did before it was announced counts. So anything for the month of June starts.
and it ends March 31st of 2017.
Yeah.
So can we ask who's already on track? Who's on track for the 300 club?
Oh
Woohoo!
my gosh, look at y'all.
Who's on track for the 500 club?
I was going to say, I can see who's on track.
Awesome.
You all better raise your hand.
Awesome.
I've got the PV. I need the new customers. I've got one so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here. I got the PV, but not the new customers. So.
And that brings up a couple of other things. I'm going to have Ashlyn share because Mackenzie was going to share and she had to hop off with something they're doing right now that's going to be taking place soon that's stirring up a buzz on Facebook.
So Mackenzie had never heard of the Belly Blaster shake. And as we all know, she just had a baby. And I told her I was going to do it when I had my baby in 2 months. And so she decided she was going to hop on and do her own challenge right now since she's about to do it. She actually already had the stuff. So she went and got the coconut milk and is starting now to create her buzz. But she's got a group page and everything. For anyone that wants to join, we're going to do giveaways for ambassadors that bring the most participants. And then the participants are actually going to go in for a drawing for a new bottle of Edge because everyone wants to try it. So she's doing it. She's got everything lined up. This is her first big event. So if you guys see her posting about the Belly Buster Challenge, really rah her on. And if you guys want to join in and bring your customers to it and participate in the challenge, it's a 21-day challenge. We're going to start it July 14th, as long as everyone's product's in. I don't want to start and leave a bunch of people behind. So, but if you guys do want to get in on it, just send me or Mackenzie a message and we can add you to the group, and it's going to be awesome. I'm really excited for her she's completely taken the reins on this one, so it's going to be cool to see her first event complete.
That's great. And that's good for you for motivating her and supporting her doing it. So that's
because I told her, I was like, well, this is what because she had posted on a breastfeeding page how she could, what product she could use and stuff. And I was like, and there's the Belly Buster. I can't wait to get this baby out so I can do it. She was like, what is that? I'm doing.
She's ready. She is ready. Yeah. Okay. So there's a couple of other points we want to touch on real quick before we go. Monday nights, we're doing the new ambassador Zoom. You don't have to get on this Zoom unless you're signing somebody. Ashlyn, your face froze and it's this huge smile. It's really cute. And you don't have to get on this Zoom unless you have signed somebody the previous week. But it's a Zoom that's just welcoming people on, letting them know what all the Facebook pages mean, why there's so many of them. Your success kit, we go through that with them and just kind of plug them in and get them going on the right foot so they don't feel like they're just stranded out there all by themselves. So that's every Monday night. So if you sign somebody on, hop on the Zoom with us on Monday night and introduce them to us so we can hold their hand and cheer them on. July the 5th, we put out the, I like Jackie's already smiling like, yeah. We put out the graphic that Deborah McCutcheons is coming on, and this is a team training. So this is not one we invite other people to. This is just for us to get on, pick her brain, take notes, and just be sponges. July the 12th, we're going to make that, I'll get that graphic made. That is an opportunity meeting, and that is with the crazy David Strahan. So if you have guys on the fence, you want them to Zoom in and listen to David because he's a hoot. And this is the last week of the scavenger hunt. So how's everybody doing? Yeah, it's like crickets. I do want to brag though, because a lot of people have done a lot of the tasks and they're not there, nobody's holding a ruler on your hand, swatting your hand. It was just something to push you along and something to give you direction and motivate you. So I do want to give a shout out to Amber, because when I go through, that little girl's been busting her bottom getting all those things done. She's doing really good. And one more thing. I'm going to put up a graphic for Leaders Retreat. Tiffany Alexander, will you explain it? Will you talk? I'm going to put all this up here, and you can go through and
Sure.
explain it. Let me get back on. I looked down at my iPad and I saw my face from another view, and I was like, what is that? Okay, here it comes.
All right, y'all. So get excited. This is Leaders Retreat. And what I love about this is that sometimes whenever there's a contest or goal in mind, it can be daunting because we're like, how can we get X amount of points to actually achieve each qualification? And so I don't know who put this together. So whoever, someone on this page did it, thank you. If it was the gods of Plexus who did it, thank you for that. But I'm going to go through and kind of explain out how we can follow this roadmap each month, June, July, and August, to really kind of guide us on how we can achieve our goals. So the first one is hitting 765 points. I think we need, 750 points, but just for the math of this, what they did, they based it off of 765. And so for June, July, and August, your goal, if you're shooting just for 750 this month, you should be shooting to get 15 ambassadors within your levels 1 through 4. I'm going to encourage every single person on that. When you see that number 15, really be thinking about challenging yourself to be responsible for getting 15. Rather you have, it's just you don't have a team yet, or if you have a full team, work on getting 15 people every single month. And if you fall short of that, then just you're gonna have to move that number to the next month, because you have time, guys. Like, you can achieve this. The next is, so if you add 15 ambassadors, they're worth 10 points each. Levels 1 through 4, you're gonna get 150 points towards your 750. And remember, you're doing this every single month, June, July, and August. The next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna shoot for 3 new customers with the $50 of PV. You'll get 30 points. So you get 10 points for every new ambassador, you get 10 points for every new customer that has $50 of PV or more. The next thing is shoot for 500 PV. Y'all, we should be doing that anyway, because that's where we maximize the amount of commission that we're going to get. But Plexus is giving us an extra, you get 75 points towards Leaders Retreat. So that is your goal. Every month, you need to make sure you have $500 worth of PV. So you get 75 points. And then if you do this every single month, you get 15 new ambassadors, levels 1 through 4. If you get 3 new customers every single month, June, July, and August, and if you have $500 of PV, then you're going to have 765 points. You will qualify for Leaders Retreat. Y'all, this is so doable. You can do this. Rather, you just joined our team this month, last month, or if you joined a year ago. This is everyone's game. So you can do this. All right, so the next thing is so if you want to move up to the extra points of Plexus, you get 990 points, you're going to get fun money. And I think the fun money is like 125 or 150. I can't remember. But anyway, we'll just say it's fun money that you're going to get. So if you go beyond the 765 points and you get, I think it's 900 points, which you have to get. You need to get, so this is what you have to do to get that. You need to get 15 ambassadors, levels 1 through 4, every month, June, July, and August. You need to get 3 new customers every month. Again, you can do that. And then you need to have $1,000 of PV. And y'all be like, whoa, $1,000 is so much. It really, it is a lot, but y'all, it's so feasible. And let me tell you how my brain works. Now, I used to be a former accountant. $1,000 of PV is basically your order and 9 people ordering the triplex. It's just that simple. Or it's 10 people ordering, or it's 9 people ordering the Slim plus a product, whether it's Slim, Accelerator Combo, whatever. Or, it's 30 people ordering the Edge alone, whatever. Guys, it's so achievable. You can do it. So you get $1,000 of PV, add 3 new customers, add 15 new ambassadors, and that's $990. For some of you guys who've had former customers, reel them back in. Have them try Plexus again. They may not count for new ambassador points, or sorry, new customer points, but they will count towards getting back that strong PV to help you get the larger points at the end of the month. Okay, next thing is the 14 to get, I think it's 1,400, but 14 points for the private reception. That's the next prize available, 5-point level with Leaders Retreat. You get 30 new ambassadors, and that's levels 1 through 4. You get 3 new customers, and you have $1,000 of PV. That's the way to get that one. The next one, if you want to get 1,900 or 1,920 points, that's $750 of happy cash. Y'all, I don't know. I mean, we're thankful that the event is in Dallas, so we don't have to travel anyway. But think about that $750 that could be used for spas or another vacation outside of Plexus or whatever. Like, I can never have too much money, so like the more the merrier. Okay, so 30 new ambassadors get 4 new customers. So instead of just getting 3, shoot to get 4 new customers every month, and then shoot for that whopping $2,500 of PV. Some of you guys are already doing $2,500 of PV a month, and that's awesome. And so I want y'all to shoot. You can shoot for it if you're not there yet. Like I have been there before, but I'm not there right now. So I'm shooting for that because it's going to make it easier for me to at least qualify with having a $2,500 PV than having $500. So just y'all think high. You can do this. Then the last thing is, well, it's not the last one, but this is the way they broke it down to do the chef tasting party, and that's 2,950 points. Have 80 new ambassadors join your team. 3 new customers join your team per month, and have $1,000 of PV. So guys, I want y'all to, a little secret. Someone shared this with me at convention, and so I'm like running with it, and I want you guys to do the same thing. For every new ambassador, well, I don't know, Danny may not want me to say this, but I'll say it anyway. For every new ambassador or for every new customer that you get, like let's say if you get someone to join, try your product in June or July, then, and if they're buying at least 3 products or more, or triplex, or they're spending at least $100 or more in PV, flip them to ambassadors that next month. What does that mean for you? You're going to get 10 points the first month that they are just customers, and then you're going to get another 10 points for them becoming ambassadors. Y'all, that's double dipping. That's the way to do it. That's the way to quickly gain your points and to achieve your goal. So, some people that I know that are emeralds, before they were emeralds, that's what they did, and it's been really successful. And so I'm really trying to work that into my plans so that, I'm getting those points, and then me and my upline are also getting those points once they become ambassadors. But that can be really huge. So don't forget about double dipping. Okay, that's it.
Yeah, that was good. Very exciting. So are you you nod your head? Are you shooting for Leaders Retreat or? Me too. Me too. We're going to have fun. Shelly gets to come back to Texas. Woohoo! Hey, Lori, I see you jumping on there. How are you, girl? Yeah. Hey. Okay, guys. Well, it is 9:40, so we're 10 minutes over. But we're going to let you go. Thanks again for jumping on and sharing what you learned from convention. And if you want to, take the time to put it on the team pages so everybody can have it. Y'all have an amazing rest of the week. And we'll see you on the Thursday Zoom, and then that's the last one of the scavenger hunt. And we'll close out the scavenger hunt and see how everybody did.
Shelly, get that tap on there.
I'm
going to start using
I will. And congratulations, Miss Deanna Ruby D, on your first Ruby team meeting.
Woohoo! Woo! This is our Ruby team meeting. Yeah. Thank you, Shelly.
And Monday we won't be doing
recorded, right? Or it got recorded, so you're going to be posting it on your team page?
Yes, it is recording. We are recording it right now.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you.
Monday we won't have training because it's the 4th of July. So
right. This Monday we will not have the new ambassador Zoom. So you'll have a safe 4th of July.
I want to say it was so nice to see everybody at convention, and just to give people squeezes, even for people who live in Dallas who we still don't get to see that often. It was just nice to be able to hug and squeeze and kiss on you, actually. in person. So it was a lot of fun, y'all. So that's the kind of fun stuff that we can do this here, but like being together in person is like a completely whole different experience. So look forward to seeing you all at Leaders Retreat too, live and in person. So I can give you a big old kiss. I give good kisses, by the way.
Yes, you do. All right, guys. Y'all enjoy the rest of your week. Love y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Happy 4th of July. Happy 4th of July.